That was the worst loss ever, bro. Like, oh my god. I hate the refs. That's all I'll say. That was so bad. Oh. The Lions get absolutely murdered, too. Holy crap. Oh my god. And, oh yeah, how about, the Packers? Like, Jesus. How do you lose to the Broncos, guys? Here we go. Let's go. Week 7 NFL Sunday recap. Let's go. Here was play of the day.
On the Verizon Halftime Show, we're celebrating the best position in football. The only position with our own holiday. That's right, it's National Tight Ends Day. Woo!
Well protected. The throw. He hits. Watch him come across. He's down there at the bottom, and then second and goal. Jones swings it. Touchdown! Gesicki!
And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the NFL. Of course, please like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy the Week 7 NFL Sunday recap. Of course, we had 6 teams on a bye, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff to go through. Let me put it like this with the injuries, obviously. Yeah, of course, it is a shorter week, but as well, of course, there are a bunch of good games on Sunday. A little frustrating for my Rams, but whatever. Looking at it, though, again, the injury list, Dax Milne is expected to return, same with Fedarian Mathis. Again, I will just say this, there's no teams on a bye in Week 8, so 13 games on Sunday and 9-4, I think it is for the early and late schedule, I think something like that. Yeah, there's, again, a bunch of guys are expected to return. Cody Barton and Shaq Charles both got hurt in their loss, so, continuing up, getting a lot of guys coming back. We'll just go Gary Brightwell, Eric Gray, same thing, so 2 backup running backs for the Giants. Isaiah Wynn's questionable, same thing with David Long. Anything else big? Not much there. Gerald Everett is questionable. Nothing much here. Donald Savage is injured, same thing with Eric Stokes. Again, both those guys are okay there. Keep going up. Nothing much. What is it called? Hendon Hooker could be back. We'll have to see. Again, not too much. I will say this, though. Justin Shorter is expected to return, so any, what's it called, Bills fans, thinking you need another receiver, well, you might help. Keep going up. Yeah, nothing much, again. That happened too bad. Again, Kyler Murray is expected to return Week 10, so, yeah, we'll see what happens there as well. Keep going up, though. DK Metcalf suffered a rib injury. Zach Charbonnet, I don't even know if he played, but, yeah, he's questionable for Week 8. Jalen Hurts, again, he got a little banged up, but he's nothing crazy there with the knee. Reed Blankenship and Bradley Roby both suffered injuries as well. Nothing much, again, big for the Giants. So Daniel Jones being questionable, same thing as well as their whole offensive line. Saquon also injured his elbow. I don't think that'll be anything crazy, though. Ryan Ramczyk is concussion. We'll see what got concussed. We'll see what happens there. Same thing with James Hurst, Keanu White, and Juju. Keep going up. Xavier Howard groin injury. Jimmy G. We'll see what happens with his back. They probably need him back. Both Nick Bolton and Justin Shorter, 2 starters. Justin Watson are both questionable. No, wait. Nick Bolton, his wrist injury is out Week 8. He'll expect to return Week 15. So my guess is he went on the IR. I don't know for sure though. Keep going up though. Again, nothing crazy. Again, concussion for Kyle Granson. Marvin Jones, we'll see if he can come back. Of course, that's how it happened there. Obviously, Nate Davis, he is expected to return Week 9. He's just out. Justin Fields again doubtful for Week 8 on Sunday night against the Chargers. See that game gets flexed. And that's all I got for this, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the injury updates. Now let's get into the first game. Yep, Browns and Colts. This thing was a dandy.
From Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis, you're watching the NFL on CBS today. The Colts. And Kareem Hunt dealing with a thigh injury. He's going to play as Ford breaks one. Very impressive start for Indianapolis. Continues, and here comes that Cleveland defense. Garrett knocked it loose. Who's got it? Wildcat takes a direct snap. Hunt bangs it in. Touchdown. For Shane Steichen.
Oh, hell no.
Matt Gay is blocked. That's a live football. It's picked up. Denzel Ward. AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. After his go-ahead field goal late last week. So Myles Garrett pinning in the ears back. Here he comes. They protect Minshew. He throws on the run. Wide open. It's Downs. Downs from the back.
This defense off balance all first half.
Minshew the fake. Cuts back and he's in. Touchdown. Minshew from his end zone. Here comes Garrett. Football's loose. Who's got it? Cleveland. It's still loose. No. Acquired in the trade in late August from the Chargers. Good snap, good hold. Hopkins is good. Downs has been targeted 5 times, 4 catches. Michael Pittman just once so far. 3rd down. Minshew buying some time, and that one is picked off. Denzel Ward to try to extend this lead. Good snap, good hold, and Hopkins feels the pressure. They set up for the screen to Taylor. He's got some blockers. Taylor, open green grass inside the 15. The drive. Walker under pressure. Football is loose. That's a live football, and Indianapolis has it. Buckner.
Legal contact. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Wow.
Not ruled. First down at the 1-yard line.
What the hell?
There's no, I don't like anything about that call. Discipline for play action.
Hunt. Did he get in? Touchdown. Minshew steps up. Football's loose. Cleveland has it. And the Browns turn out the lights on.
And the Browns win their 2nd straight off the bye with a wild 39-38 win over the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, this is a really weird score. Colts scores fall 3-4. They've lost back-to-back games. And again, this game was just straight up crazy. Obviously, offensively, if you didn't notice, Deshaun Watson did leave the game early after he got basically just wrecked in his right shoulder again, where he injured it back in week 3. He obviously wasn't ready to come back, and you saw the one throw he made on the pick. That was a horrible throw. And yeah, he was missing throws underneath. It just wasn't good. Phil Blocker did his thing, being a very inaccurate quarterback, but he does have the balls and the ability to hit those deep balls, which I guess is good. But yeah, you definitely saw some plays. I'm like, yeah, not a good read. But he did do enough to win, but like one way or another. The running game was much better. Of course, Jerome Ford did. These numbers are skewed because he had a really long touchdown run. Kareem Hunt, though, in the red zone, of course, was very good with 2 touchdowns. Again, it wasn't a very efficient run game, but it was definitely creative, and they did enough to do it, to win again. But the receiving wise, again, Amari Cooper is just, he needs to be on a better quarterback. Like, Deshaun Watson and him actually have a pretty good rapport there. Donovan Peoples-Jones actually did a really good game, had a really good game, again, more just all around. Like, he actually did run a couple of nice routes that got Elijah Moore open, as well as David Njoku had some nice catches as well. Defensively, though, Grant Delpit and Myles Garrett were both really good. I will say that, though. Very good tackling-wise, but outside of that, I mean, you look at the reason the Colts scored 38 points is because the Browns uncharacteristically, were really bad in terms of tackling. Like, their tackling in this game was terrible. Like, up and down the lineup, no one had a good game there. But they did get a lot of pressure. They did force 4 turnovers, so their defense is still really good. But the coverage definitely wasn't as good, at least in zone. They seemed like they were way too aggressive, and as well, the tackling was just awful in this game. That's what I'll say about their defense, but obviously forcing 4 turnovers is forcing 4 turnovers. They forced 3 fumbles, obviously a pick by Denzel Ward on that really dumb throw by Gardner Minshew. But, again, the tackling wasn't good. No one really had a good game there. Greg Newsome did struggle again with that injury. He didn't look the same at all. Denzel Ward was pretty good, but outside of that, I mean, the pressure was pretty much there, but they did struggle against the run, too. It was just, again, the tackling, and they weren't as physical as you're used to seeing. So, definitely had the best performance by this Browns defense, but they still forced 4 turnovers. And again, we're still, I mean, not pretty, like, the corners were physical. Like, Martin Emerson Jr. was still pretty good. Dustin Hopkins also had 4 field goals. Colts-wise, Gardner Minshew, 15 of 23, 305, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Again, he did have 4 total turnovers. He did run for 2 touchdowns, though, looking pretty good there. And, of course, he had 2 big completions. 1 for a touchdown and 1 for a good contested throw to Alec Pierce on those offside plays. Jonathan Taylor was pretty good, finally, like, actually did something in the game in the carries. Zach Moss wasn't as efficient, per se, but he had a couple nice runs. Josh Allen, of course, got the 59-yard touchdown. Michael Pittman Jr. also had a 75-yard on a catch and run. Alec Pierce, he's one of the best jump ball receivers when they give him the chance, because he just won those battles so far this year. And obviously, JT had a couple nice plays, but over 110, I think, yeah. What was it, 120 total yard game for him on 21 touches? Pretty good. Obviously, Zach Moss getting 20 touches is good as well. Because, again, when they can get both those guys going a lot, this running game will, again, offensively, they'll be really good. Again, the 4 turnovers really held them back, though. They could have put up 50 because these guys are breaking tackles off offensive line in the run game. They were bullying that Browns defensive line. Like, talking about the interior of that Browns defensive line, they were not getting pressure. It was all the edge rushers. And, again, when they're running up the A-gap, you can't really have your edge rushers going there because then it makes you vulnerable against the pass. And if you know all that, when we look at the Colts defense, they weren't particularly terrible per se. They had a lot of bad, wraps in the red zone. Obviously, the scoop and score did not help them at all. But yeah, they of course kind of got screwed at the end too. Like again, that was a terrible call. Daryl Baker Jr. though, he still has a lot to learn, but I do think he's a talented player. Samson Ebukam, DeForest Buckner didn't really show up in terms of pressure. They also weren't great against the run. Kwity Paye was really the only guy making any plays, frankly, against the run. Kenny Moore was really good on the blitz. Also was a Madison coverage. And Zaire Franklin with 9 tackles was again kind of fixing a lot of stuff. Julian Blackmon, Ron Thomas also had picks, but again, the defensive line did not have the best game again. Kwity Paye was really the only guy doing much against the run. And Matt Gay did miss a 60-yarder. Stats-wise, again, the Colts had a lot more yardage. I mean, it makes sense. Like, they had 168 yards on the ground. Thus, the Browns did have 150, though. Again, 4 with 2 turnover ratio is a huge difference in this one. Again, the Colts having given a couple more sacks was also a big difference. Gardner Minshew doesn't turn over the ball as much there. The Colts would have won this game by 2 scores. Browns really lucky, but hey, you guys are 4-2, and yeah, who knows? You could be in first place next week. All right, Browns offensively, I said Deshaun Watson under 30 attempts. He definitely had that. Jerome Ford 100 rushing yards, not exactly. 15 plus points in the second half. Yep, the O-line has to hold blocks downfield in the run game. They actually weren't as great there, but they had a couple of nice runs there. So again, it wasn't their offensive line wasn't exactly consistent. But again, like the Browns really didn't really give them much pressure at all. So again, they're going to play. They're playing the Seahawks next week, who are going to be a little more aggressive with how they blitz quarterback, and they're not going to again rely on as much on the actual like interior of the D line as much as on the IDLs. So for this Browns offense, it's pretty simple. Like I'm going to give them 3 pluses, but they definitely got bailed out a little bit, and again they got like a lot of short fields. So 3 short fields. Honestly, I'll give them 4 pluses. 39 points is 39 points, even if they didn't really score that many. And yeah, they had some decent drives, but yeah. I'm going to give them 4 pluses. Defensively, 5 pressures in the fourth quarter. I think they might have had 3 or 4. They were a little lazy. It wasn't the worst, though. 3 was strict staff attempts from Myles Garrett. Again, he had 2 of them. And the secondary can't get off the high week. They actually did. They did get a little cooked in their not their coverage. Their what is it called? Play in terms of tackling was just not there. They did go above 20 points again, but even 4 turnovers, that's something to say. But I got to give them equal sign. They're not going to beat many teams if they have that type of tackling again next week, because you're not going to 4 turnovers any week. It's just not going to happen. Now let's look at the Colts. And for Indy, Colts offense, Michael Pittman Jr., he didn't have 9 plus catches, but he did have 83 yards. They did turn over the football a lot. They did score 20 plus points. Gardner Minshew did not have actually as much awareness in the pocket, but I will say this, he felt pressure a lot better. Offensively, I'm honestly going to give them a plus, because they did do enough to actually win this game. Again, I get the fact they had 4 turnovers, but again, they still scored 38 points. And again, that running game was really wrong. The only issue, again, Gardner Minshew can hold on the ball a little better. They would have won this game. That's really the difference. That's why I'm giving them a plus, because they actually didn't play that bad offensively. That's like the truth. But obviously, the turnovers did kill them. So. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this defense showed up. DeForest Buckner did I didn't really do much at all. I think it was just really Kwity Paye. Grover Stewart was not good. Kenny Moore was good though. Again, Kenny Moore, Zaire Franklin, and Kwity Paye were the only guys who I really thought did much in this game. And they did double Amari Cooper, which was good. They didn't get much in terms of yardage wise overall, but they did get pushed around a little bit. For that reason, I'm giving them 3 minuses. Again, they were just better. Again, I get the fact they were screwed in the end, but they didn't actually play that great of a game. So going to next week, they're gonna look to have a bounce back against the Saints. We'll see what happens there. Now let's look at Commanders and Giants. Jesus, was this game bad.
Giants fans hoping to see Big Blue stop their 4-game losing streak. It's the Giants and Commanders. 3rd and 6. Taylor taking a deep shot, looking for Hyatt. He's got separation, and he's got the catch. A 42-yard field goal attempt for Graham Gano, and that kick is no good. 3rd and goal. Taylor to the end zone. Whoa! Touchdown! And finally, the Giants put 6 on the board. Owl on 2nd and 2, looking to take a shot. Doxson's wide open, but picked off. Deontay Banks steps up, dumps it down. Barkley and his steam. Saquon stays on his feet, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Giants! Shepard, the deep man, calls for a fair catch. At the 21, muffed it, and Washington is there. And that one is no good. Deflected at the line. 4-man rush this time. Taylor taking a deep shot for Hyatt. Separation, and he's got the catch. To the 8, and this is for now. Washington is saying the ball came out and they fell on it. Rose. Howell, pressure coming. He escapes. Throws to the end zone. Dotson dropped it. Incomplete. Pinnock had the cover.
And the Giants beat the Commanders 14-7. Yeah, this game was really bad. I mean, again, I'm gonna be honest, this kind of looks similar to the Giants' win back in 2021, where they're coming in at 1-5 against the Panthers, and they figured out a way to bullcrap their way to a win. Similar in this one, obviously. The Giants got shut out in the second half and still figured out a way to win this one. Yeah, they got shut out for 3 quarters, and they finally scored a touchdown in the first half, which I guess was good. But yeah, the Giants got a lot of work to do going into next week. Meanwhile, for the Commanders, I mean, like, yeah, they're just not very consistent. Sam Howell was not good. He took way too many sacks. He was good, I'll say this, outside the numbers. He had a lot of good throws there. He also was actually pretty good in anticipation, paid over the middle. But a lot of plays, he was just not there pre-snap, and you just saw it with the sacks he took and also some of the throws he made. But overall, again, the running game was putrid. Chris Rodriguez Jr. was really the only spark. Terry McLaurin was really good, but, like, again, Logan Thomas can't be the only guy, like, actually make a run around to him. Like, John Dotson, like, bro, you gave up on some of those routes. Curtis Samuel wasn't getting open. Gibson, same type of thing. Brian Pringle, he doesn't get any snaps, so, yeah. Offensive line wasn't great either. Defensively, where do I really start? Because they're actually really good in the second half. They made it really hard in that running game for it with Saquon, and also they just simply, the secondary just basically put those receivers in place. Like, none of the guys were getting open. And also the fact that, what is it called? Chase Young is back. He had, like, at least 6 pressures. He was really, really good. And, yeah, you could see the game right there. Obviously, the secondary didn't make any big particularly plays, but again, they were just making it really hard on the receivers to, like, actually break out of their routes. And obviously, Jamie Davis, outside of a couple penalties he took, had a pretty solid game. Joey Sly also missed a field goal that got blocked. Giants-wise, they should have scored more than 21 points on multiple occasions. First off, Tyrod Taylor was serviceable. He did have a couple bad throws. Again, that's why this is a little skewed here. He did, again, first half they were having all the big plays. Honestly, even in the second half, they actually had some nice plays as well downfield. But, yeah, Tyrod Taylor under pressure wasn't as good as you'd like. Obviously, the offensive line's a complete mess, though. Again, he did have some throws under pressure. He wasn't great. But, again, overall, Tyrod Taylor was good. The running game, Saquon, again, second half, did look much different than the first half. Also had, again, the 34-yard touchdown. Darren Waller, like, again, best game of his Giants tenure, 7 for 98 and touchdown. Jalen Hyatt caught 2 bombs as well, finally getting in there. But outside of that, again, no one was really particularly getting open a ton outside of, again, Darren Waller. Defensively, though, they were really good. They got pressure left and right. Everyone had a good game. Kayvon Thibodeau probably would have won Defensive Player of the Week if he actually caught that duck that Sam Howell threw, because that was a pick 6 waiting to happen. But outside of that, I mean, this defense, there's really nothing to complain about. They get friggin' 7 points. Like, really good game. And, like, they probably would have gotten a shutout if that fumble didn't happen. I mean, yeah. If Sterling Shepard didn't muff that punt, who should probably be cut by the Giants. Oh, yeah, they honestly pitched a shutout. Speaking of that, though, again, the Commanders did not have many yards. Again, 6 to 4 sacks. Again, but both these offensive lines did not play well at all. Again, and then really, I just think the third down by the efficiency by the Commanders was probably the biggest thing. 1 of 15 is terrible. And yeah, again, 1 or 2 turnovers shows the Giants did lose 2 fumbles. One of them wasn't the worst, though. Again, the Saquon was kind of BS, but came off a punt again next week. But yeah, Commanders, your offensive line sucked. You didn't really move the football well, and on third down, that's the worst proficiency I've seen in a while. And for the Commanders, the offense, I said 3+ first downs on average per drive, not even close. Sam Howell was actually getting the ball out pretty quick on some of those plays. But again, he didn't really do much pre-snap. The O-line was really bad at preventing the Giants guys from getting after Sam. So offensively, I'm gonna be honest, I'll probably give them like 7 minuses. The only good thing they did was, again, take advantage of one of the turnovers and also like not turn over the football. But outside of that, I mean, Sam Howell had a bad game. The offensive line was putrid. Honestly, I wouldn't say they were putrid, but they were really bad. Again, the receivers sucked. Like, it was a really bad game offensively. Defensively, though, no big plays. Again, that was really the only thing. Saquon was under 100 yards. They did get pressure. It was just like they gave a couple too many plays. Again, the corners, I will say they played a lot better in the second half. But again, we cannot let Jalen Hyatt get over the top. That's literally the only route he can run. So, the Commanders' defense, it's kind of a letdown game. I'll give them 2 minuses. But again, they were really good in the second half. You pitch a shutout in the second half, you should win a football game. But obviously, they didn't because their offense was bad. Now, let's look at the Giants. Obviously, for the Giants, Darius, honestly, I think got 3 targets, but he wasn't getting open. Darren Waller, yep, outbreakers, bang. And as he Saquon, he might have had 25 touches, whatever though. Saquon was, he was okay, but yeah, obviously offensively they didn't really do much in the second half, but at least he scored in the first half. I'm gonna be honest, I'll give them a plus. You can't really expect much there. No, yeah, honestly, I'll just give them a plus. Defensively, make Sam they would have scored if they had a couple more. Like, honestly, well. Here's the thing. They only scored 14 points. I'll give them the Eagles sign. Again, they're just 6 shots in the second half. Like, you just can't have that happen. Defensively, though, make Sam throw, take shots over the middle. They did. Some of them are good. Under 20 attempts against in second half rushing. Yeah, they definitely had that, and they did have 2 turnovers. None of the first one, but they pitched a shutout. They hypothetically, I guess, pitched a shutout. So yeah, you can't really complain about this. This defense has looked really good the past 2 weeks. That's 7 pluses for the Giants. Now let's look at the Raiders and Bears. And the only thing I gotta say is they missed a couple opportunities, and they probably could have had a couple more plays. I'm like, yeah, that could have been a pick 6. Now let's look at the Raiders and Bears. Oh God, was this game bad?
The Chicago Bears are back home, looking for their first win at Soldier Field in over a year as they match up against Devontae Adams and the Las Vegas Raiders.
Try. Good snap, good hold, plenty of distance, but wide to the left. And
goal, potentially 4 straight handoffs. Nothing wrong with that. Run left.
From the 2, Foreman up the middle, backing his way in. That's a touchdown.
Tight ends in those matchups.
Here's the play fake. Hoyer over the middle, deflected and intercepted right into the hands of Tremaine Edmonds.
See if he calms down.
Agent to give to Foreman. Foreman plowing into the end zone for a Chicago touchdown.
Problems.
40-yard try for Carlson, missed from 41 earlier. This time, screen. Foreman with blockers in front. He's got a convoy of Bears, and Foreman upended as he gets into Raider territory. 3rd and goal. Bagent with time, throws it short. Foreman with the catch. Foreman to the end zone for the touchdown.
The way the Bears are running the ball, I don't know if there's enough time.
And Daniel Carlson, good on the field goal. 54-yard try for Santos. The kick is on the way. Plenty of leg. Is 15 yards, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. Johnson untouched for the touchdown. 1st and 10. O'Connell going deep, and it's intercepted again. Jalen Johnson. 4 in a minute 15. Feels pretty steep. 1st and goal. O'Connell, catch, touchdown, Jacoby Myers.
All right, the Bears. I wouldn't say shock everyone, but they kind of did. They blow out the Raiders 30-12 with their first home win in over a year. It's been a while, but yeah, they had a collective really good performance. Obviously, facing Brian Hoyer did help, and also the fact that their defensive line finally had a good game again. Even then, you don't expect them to play well, but they had a good game. Obviously, the Bears, again, Tyson Bagent getting first career win. Again, he was the Division II Heisman winner. If you didn't know that, I didn't know that either. I'm going to be honest. Again, I knew Tyson Bagent had a cannon of an arm, and, on film, he looked really good. I really did not know he actually won the Division II Heisman because, let's be honest, no one cares. Either way, though, obviously, yeah. See, I guess 65 of his family members showed up, too, or whatever, friends. That's crazy. But, yeah. On the what is called Raiders side, there's nothing to really say outside of the fact that they suck. Aiden O'Connell with a really good garbage time drive, but outside of that, I mean, Brian Hoyer sucked. 2 picks, pick 6, obviously thrown to Jalen Johnson. Yeah, it was not a good game. Josh Jacobs continues to struggle. He hasn't had a good game this year. He's honestly probably been the worst running back, at least stats wise, and outside of maybe Damian Pierce, but they're both very close. Devontae Adams really was the only guy actually trying to make plays, but even then he wasn't actually having that great of a game. He did struggle for himself, as well as the fact that Brian Hoyer did not get him the football. Where's Trey Tucker? He should have got a target because again, Jacoby Myers, yeah, he touchdown, but again, no one played well in this offense. Literally no one. Hunter Renfrow got pancaked. If you didn't see that, that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a really bad game. Defensively, they weren't that great either. They couldn't stop Bears in the red zone, and also the fact that their corners were really just, not aggressive. They were, again, very passive. Max Crosby and Tyree Wilson finally had a sack. But outside of that, again, those 2 guys, yeah, that looked good. But, the interior defense line was bad. The linebackers weren't really, again, being dynamic. And Daniel Carlson missing a field goal, it's bad in Las Vegas. Obviously, though, they're 3-4. I'm not going to say this game was a tank, though, because, you can't say a 3-3 team is tanking. It's not happening. Meanwhile, for the Bears, yeah, Tyson Bagent, I already talked about him. But, yeah, he looked good. Yeah. The running game was also good with him, too. He had a couple nice runs. Dante Foreman, if you picked him up in fantasy, again, you're probably a fantasy genius because he had 130 total yards and 3 total touchdowns on 19 touches. That's really good. Actually, DJ Moore was also pretty serviceable. Darrington Evans wasn't, I guess, exactly efficient, but did provide a little bit of an oomph at times. Outside of that, I really don't care what happened to the other guys. Mercedes Lewis, he had a nice catch. Defensively, Jaquan Brisker seems like he's finding himself. Obviously, the corners all played well. Jalen Johnson, 2 picks. He could win defense player of the week. Obviously, sack for Justin Jones, too. I like the way this defensive line played. I like the way the secondary played. The linebackers still aren't passing coverages as well as I think they can, but they were better this week, I'll say that. So, Carlos Santos did his field goal as well. Stats-wise, obviously, the Bears did have more yards, a lot more rushing yards, kind of difference there. They had the ball a lot longer. 3-0 turnover ratio. Huge difference in this one. Yeah, the Bears just kind of dominated this thing, even though, again, like, the actual total efficiency wasn't actually as bad as you'd think it would be. All right, for the Raiders offense, Josh Jacobs, I think I don't even know, he only got 11 carries. Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers did get, I think, somewhere around there, and they did not have 20 points. Again, their quarterbacks were just simply bad. And obviously, Josh Jacobs and this offensive line just not really being in cohesion together or in rhythm really hurt this offense. I'll give them 5 minuses. I don't think it was the worst performance I've seen, but yeah, they were not good. Defensively, literally just play man blitz with a yeah, they actually did, but here's the thing. Tyson Major didn't really throw under pressure because the running game was really good, and also the fact, again, he kind of scrambled a lot. So, defensively, I wouldn't say it was the worst game, but, like, no one really had much energy outside, again, Tyree Wilson and Max Crosby, who both played pretty well. I'll give them 4 minuses, but, yeah. That, honestly, the way they give 23 points, honestly, yeah, they did not play that well. Now let's look at the Bears. All of this Bears offense, Tyson has to get the ball out quickly somewhat, but he wasn't crazy great. Screens and RPOs were definitely in the game, and they did have 150 plus rushing yards. I mean, they did everything I asked them to. I'll give them 5 pluses. Good game for the Bears offense. Defensively, they still didn't pass those plays off really well, but their run fits were really good. Again, Kyler Gordon did look pretty good, and they did have a couple passes defended. So, again, with the way Jalen Johnson played as well, again, this defense kind of did it, like, a really good game. I'll give them 6 pluses. Good job, Bears defense. Now let's get the Falcons and Bucs. This game was hard to watch.
Travel continues for the Bucs, while Desmond Ridder hopes to get rid of some pesky Falcon mistakes. Mayfield has got to get rid of it. He gets away. There's a loose helmet on the field. He throws, and it's incomplete. There was no... Ridder has it for the end zone, and that's a Falcon touchdown.
Actually tackle the football.
Mayfield. Deep. He's got it. Mike Evans. That's a Buccaneer touchdown.
Trying to manage him, get him in space, use him in that way.
Ridder well protected. The throw. How did that get between Kyle Pitts? Some scrimmage yards, but they fake, and Ridder is going to go deep. Way deep. And hauled in. Scotty Miller, the former Buck, at the Tampa Bay 20.
Got to have some touch to it.
Young Wei Koo from 24 away. So it's turned into a defensive struggle here. And the kick is good. Ball's out. Loose. And the Buccaneers have it. Ruled as a tie here. Ball's loose. And it looks like the Bucs are on it. Ridder could not get it back. Tampa Bay with a takeaway. Has taken snaps but has not touched the ball today. As Ridder will keep himself and get a first down all the way inside the 45 of the Bucs. 1-yard try. Young Wei Koo, he's hit already today from 24. And the kick is good. Ridder keeps. Desmond Ridder. Can he get 2 today? Into the end zone. Mayfield to throw. And intercepted. Richie Gordon's going to try and run for it. And Baker Mayfield crosses midfield. Turning inside the 35 of Atlanta. 1 missed kick in 5 games. And he delivers. The kick. It's up. It's out. It's through. Time expires.
All right, and the Falcons bounced back with a 16-13 win over their division rival, the Bucs. They're actually still somehow first place in the division. But don't get it confused. The Falcons did not play a very good game. Not clean at all. Bucs in their hand, I mean, they can't really run the football. The narrative's still the same. Baker obviously choked in the end too, but yeah. Not a great game overall. Desmond Ridder was very good actually through the air. I liked a lot of the throws he was making. Getting off play action, he was really decisive, but he just had some bad fumbles, and like again, the awareness is just totally not there. Yeah, Tyler Algier had a couple of good runs, but like overall, just a really tough day. Cordell Patterson and Bijan I think Bijan got hurt. I think, yeah, something like that. But Cordell Patterson is actually a good spark. Again, Desmond Ridder did have a nice touchdown run, but again, 3 costly fumbles in this one. But obviously none of the receivers had a great game. Kyle Pitts finally made a big play, and Scotty Miller did catch a bomb. Drake London was decent, I'll say that. But yeah, no one really had a crazy great game. Again, big game per se in the receiving core. Defensively though, Nate Landman again finally did something in coverage. Like he's just getting, you think he'd be able to do that, but like not really showing it. Then finally this week he did. The secondary did not have a great game overall. Like Jesse Bates and H. Terrell definitely as a whole had an up and down game for sure. But the rest of the secondary was pretty good. They got a ton of pressure. I'll say that though. Like the whole entire interior was getting like consistent pressure, and as well the edge rushers were doing their job too. Like Arnold Ibikidi was getting us some pressure. So again, pretty consistent game there. Yano Kua was also money. Bucks wise, again there was a really bad pick for Maker there. Outside that though, I don't think he was too bad. It was pretty explosive. Again, they can't run the football. Like the narrative stays the same. But of course, Mike Evans outside the touchdown 40-yarder wasn't exactly like dynamic per se. Like only 5 for 42, but he was pretty good. Chris Godwin continues to be productive. Rashad White at least did something, and he had a pretty good receiving game. So, 99 total yard game. It's not the worst there, but again, like they just still can't really do a ton there. Defensively, Jamel Dean really was just basically playing like a linebacker in this game because none of the Falcons receivers were doing too much. Lavonte David, Ryan Neal were both pretty good again, stopping the run because Ryan Neal again basically playing linebacker in this game. But outside of the big play they gave, I don't think they played that bad. Like they did their job. But again, like you can't really run the football, and their offense is kind of all over the place. Kind of expect that to happen again. 400 yards, 229 total yards, 3-2 turnover ratio. Again, both teams were a very sloppy game. Yeah, this was not a pretty one to watch. So let me just put it like that, because both defenses had their moments, and both offenses really had their moments. All right, for the Falcons offense, I said 200 plus rushing yards. They did not get that. The O-line, they were able to move. They actually were pretty good there. They didn't have the ball 40 minutes. Vesmer had 3 turnovers, and they did take, I think, 1 shot to Drake London. So honestly, offensively, I like what they did overall, like schematically, but like it was just the execution and some of the runs they ran some of the runs they had just weren't there. So I'll give them a plus offensively. Honestly, I'll give them an equal sign. They were bad in the red zone on those turnovers, but yeah, they did actually have a couple nice plays. So like that's where it is. Like ton of turnovers, but they did have some nice plays. Eventually, make the Bucs run the ball and move it. They did, and what they do, they did not move the football. Again, their secondary definitely had an up and down game for sure, but I'll give them 3 pluses. Like they did exactly what you'd expect them to. Honestly, 2 pluses though, because they could have been better. Now let's look at the Bucs. And for Tampa, Tristan Wirfs has to be the lead blocker on every run. I think it was on like maybe 40% of them, but yeah, he actually was basically just sitting there making sure none of those guys could get off the edge because they were winning on the other side. Baker has to rotate and manipulate the pocket on 3rd down. He actually did a good job with that. They actually did a couple big plays too. So honestly, offensively, I don't think it was the worst game I saw. They were actually like again pretty good stuff. When you can't really run the football and you had some again crucial turnovers, that's what you got. That's what's gonna happen. So offensively, I have to give them a minus, but honestly, 4 minuses. But yeah, they had their definitely a really tough game, but at least they weren't killed. Now it's 3 minuses. Now let's look at the Bucs defense. Under 20 points allowed. And yes, the secondary again they weren't actually that great in coverage. Kalijah Kancey wasn't good against the run. So again, overall this defense was pretty inconsistent, but I do think they did a good enough job to win. So I'll give them a plus. Again, they did give a little bit too many yards, but again, they did do enough to win. So I will give them a plus. So I did like this way they played. Now let's look at the games where the Lions were trying to prove themselves, and they did prove themselves, but they're not good. Here we go.
What a day for football here in Baltimore, and 2 of the best in the league will...
Here's a fake. Jackson's got all day. Lofts it over the middle, and he's got a completion, and it's a big play. Zay Flowers still going, and he's all the way down to the... 4th and 1. A fake. Jackson, room, 1st down, touchdown. Take off and run, bounces away, still surveying, still alive, throwing it, end zone, caught for the touchdown, Nelson Aguilar. On the fake, looking for Andrews, has him, Mark Andrews, turns upfield, looking for the end zone, diving for the pylon, he's in.
Stanley, the left tackle, he's at right tight end.
Flip it to Edwards, in for the touchdown. 4th and goal. Goff going end zone. It is incomplete. And Tucker has got it.
All right, and the Lions, of course, were looking to go into Baltimore and prove a lot of people wrong and prove that, yeah, they're a legit team. But the opposite happened. Same old Lions. Yeah, that is very true. The Ravens went up 28-0 and 35-0 into this game. It was a complete domination on offense. Lamar could do whatever the heck he wanted. On offense for the Lions, they moved the ball a little bit, but it was definitely rough. Like, they had nothing downfield. The running game really struggled to get to the outside. I mean, in the inside, that's something, but, like, the way the Rams were moving the football, that Lions offense did not have the plays that they usually wanted to have. So, yeah, again, they snapped a 4-game losing streak. Next week, we'll see what the heck they can do, obviously. With a bounce back win, they could be good. Let me think. Who the heck are they playing? They're playing Monday Night Football. Ravens, on the other hand, yeah. Who are they playing? Let me think about this, too. Well, never mind. You'll be 6-2. Either way, though, Jared Goff, 33-53, 284 on the interception. The pick was, put it nicely, an arm punt. But, yeah, no. Like, I have him for fantasy. He wasn't it this week. Thank God I got other guys, though. Jahmyr Gibbs, yeah, that's 6.2 yards per carry, but, like, guys, let's be honest. Like, when you go down by, like, this much, like, that's what's going to happen. Receiving-wise, Amon-Ra St. Brown got over-targeted. Looked like a Cooper Kupp type of thing. Jahmyr Gibbs was pretty productive, I guess, in the receiving game. Sam Laporta got kind of dogged on the first half, was better in the second half, and that's kind of about it. Defensively, though, I did have worries about him going into this game. I mean, like, yeah, their run defense was, like, I guess, better than you expected going in this year, but, like, they really weren't that crazy great. Yeah, they weren't making as many mistakes. They were very sound with their tackling, but it wasn't like they had anything super great crazy about them outside of Aiden Hutchinson. But this week, there's no doubt about it. They were absolutely horrible. The only good thing they had is a couple nice stops against the run. That was literally it, because none of the interior defensive linemen could do much of it at all, because, again, Lamar was getting the ball out whenever he wanted to. All the linebackers they could not contain Lamar at all, and also the fact that the safeties did do a pretty bad job at cutting some of those shots. Like, the Nelson Aguilar touchdown was inexcusable. Like, you got to at least pick that off. Like, Kirby Joseph, he was basically playing linebacker this week. Again, basically pressed up in the second half. Tracy Walker is not a starting caliber player. And the corner, especially Ryan Branch, had a little bit of humbling happen in this one. And, yeah, they didn't kick a field goal at all. Ravens, though, Lamar, 21 of 27, 273 touchdowns. It was a clinic for him. He had all day to throw the football. He made all the right decisions with it. Really great game. The running game wasn't particularly crazy great, but it was really good, obviously, overall. I'm going for, like, what you expected. Obviously, Lamar had a rushing touchdown as well. Gus Edwards had a huge 80-yard catch and run. Zay Flowers had a couple of nice bombs. Mark Andrews, 4 for 63, of course, 2 touchdowns. Nelson Aguilar also caught a touchdown. It was downfield plays every single play again. Odell was really the only guy who didn't, like, have much of, like, at all of the downfield game. But outside of that, like, everyone caught a pass downfield. Like, it was, every throw was at least 10 yards downfield. It was, like, a complete, like, clinic. Defensively, though, they didn't actually have to do as much as you think they would. They got a lot of pressure. Like, that offensive line for the Lions definitely had some work to do, but they didn't really have to stop the run, so that helped out a lot. Kyle Hamilton was basically playing linebacker again, like a lot of these other guys. Marcus Williams, no, not Marcus Williams. Who the heck was it? Joe Number Davis actually played pretty well. Of course, someone with the interception. Their secondary did a really good job keeping everything in front of them, and yeah, defensively, really good game. Stats-wise, obviously, the Lions thoroughly outgained them, had 500 total yards. That kind of tells you the story. 9.1 to 4.7 yards per play also. Turnovers weren't much of an issue. Again, 0 sacks to 5 sacks allowed, also a big thing. And also the fact that the Ravens, like, barely got any third downs. So, I mean, the yardage and the yards per play are basically what you all need to know about this game. Yeah, the Ravens took an absolute dump on the Lions. And what I want to see was Lions offense, Jared Goff having a really good game. It seems like whenever he plays the Ravens, at least the past 2 times he's played them, when the Ravens and Lions were, like, both supposed to be good. Yeah, he's gotten his absolute butt handed to him. So, I don't know what to say else, outside of the fact that, like, my bad, I guess the Ravens are remotely healthy, so, what do I give them? I'll give them, like, 6 minuses, because they get absolutely blown out of the water. You talk about this Lions offense thinking, yeah, they're really good. They can't respond the way you think they can. I don't think they're a type of offense that's going to go toe-to-toe, like, shootout type of style games. I mean, yeah, they kind of did against the Seahawks, but their defense needs to step up, like, in games if they really want to, like, win these shootouts. Like, their defense didn't do that, and they just didn't really show up at all. Defensively, though, there's nothing good you can say they did. I mean, the only good thing, again, a couple of nice run stuffs. But outside of that, Aiden Hutchinson really struggled. Kirby Joseph was not good. Again, he was basically playing linebacker, though. The rushing defense was pretty bad, too. So, honestly, defensively, I'll give them 8 minuses. There's really nothing good you can say about them. It hasn't been the worst performance, per se, but they were not good. Now let's look at the Ravens. All right, for Lamar in this offense, they did run the ball a lot with finesse, and as you could see, it worked out really well. Lamar did run the ball. I think he ran it 9 times, yeah. And Rashad Bateman didn't get a deep shot, but obviously they had some really long plays. So, if you're the Ravens fan, you got to be, like, ecstatic. I'll give them 8 pluses because they really could do whatever the heck they wanted. Defensively now, they did have 4 sacks. I think they had 5. Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen were doing a really good job. Not in the A-gap per se, but And on the edge they were. And Amon-Ra St. Brown was basically just getting like a dummy at some points in this game. So if you're the Ravens defense, I'll give you 4 pluses. Again, it was really easy for them because they couldn't really run the football. They couldn't get any of the play action game, of course, being that Lions offense. And also, again, the secondary, I'll give them 5 pluses. They stepped up big time. So good for the Ravens, guys. Now let's get to the game. I won't say the game of the week, but the upset of the week. Yeah. Patriots, Bills, of course. Yeah. Hear that. That'll explain it.
Bird.
JB, so many memorable moments over the years here at Gillette Stadium. This year, the Patriots still looking for their first home win.
What about that?
30-yard attempt for the rookie Ryland, and he nails it.
This one.
Fake the handoff. Allen on first down. Uncorks it. Intercepted. Jabril Peppers. The Bills turn it over. First play from scrimmage. It's Elliott. Trying to punch it in. Touchdown. Patriots. Long of 54 this season. Career long of 58. And this one, season long of 51. This is a 24-yard attempt. Trying to cut into the lead. Bass. Oh boy. That thing. Allen. Short pass. Cook. Working it for the touchdown. Buffalo. This is in between where the wind can get in there and wreak havoc. 49-yarder. Allen on fourth down, directing traffic. Allen connects and the ball pops free. Jones looking, throws. Kendrick Bourne, he's got the angle. Touchdown, Patriots. Allen pulls the trigger. Sliding catch made inside the 10 by Diggs. Oh, how did he get out of it? Touchdown, Buffalo. 2nd and 15. Jones connects with Bourne. Oh, he loses the ball. Buffalo takes over.
Diggs in the slot.
Allen lets it fly. Catch made inside the 5. And they will. Allen takes it right to the goal line. And he's in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Dump off. Stevenson still going after the catch. Stevenson works the sideline. Goal. Jones slings it. Touchdown, Gesicki. Allen, 2 seconds, 1 second. This is it now for Buffalo. Allen trying to run, loses the ball, scooped up. It's over.
Yeah, the Bills are in a rough spot right now. This is the worst start under Josh Allen in any single year he's been a starter since 2019. And it's pretty safe to say that, yeah, the injuries have really surmounted. I mean, that's not an excuse, but the past 2 weeks, their offense has been really inconsistent and really bad overall. And defensively, really injured. That's how I'll put it. Obviously, the Patriots, hats off to them. They keep their season alive, even though not really. Yeah, they've snapped the, 3-game losing streak and get to 2-5. Huge upset over the Bills, 29-25, another really weird score. Bills in the end to get followed 4-3, worst record under Josh Allen, and they have not the same losses amount as last year. So that kind of tells you what it's like here. Josh Allen, of course, he did do the pick on the first drive. But outside of that, I don't think Josh Allen was particularly bad. A little indecisive with some of the decisions. I don't he was good overall. 265, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he was. And obviously the run game was not good. That's how I'll put it. James Cook had a couple of nice long runs. I wouldn't say long runs, but 10-yard runs per se. And yeah, that was kind of about it. Because Josh Allen had one run, and then Tavius Murray was getting stuffed every play. Meanwhile, Dalton Cade was probably their most consistent receiver. Of course, Devon Diggs had the really cool play where he broke 2 tackles, but that was about it. James Cook, of course, caught the other touchdown, too. Yeah, offensively, in the second half, they really came along. Of course, they only scored 3 points in the first half. That was partly because of the fact they couldn't really run the football, and none of the receivers getting open. The first half, the Patriots secondary did a really good job of covering them. So, again, they did score, 22 points? Again, but meanwhile, for their defense, outside of that one Jordan player blitz play, I really don't know anything good to say. Terrell Bernard, another guy, basically playing again, he is a linebacker, but he was basically in coverage the whole game. Yeah, he had 9 tackles, but their run fits were not good. They really struggled with tackling in this game. You could just see basically Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer were basically directing this whole defense, and that really put a burden on them, basically having to do a lot of the stuff, and also the fact that they weren't getting any push at all up front. It was really bad. Christian Benford had a couple of nice plays. Teron Johnson, of course, was probably honestly the best player in this game, but they weren't aggressive at all. They just really didn't do enough to really give the Patriots any thing say what are you going to do to stop us? And obviously Tyler Bass missing that field goal was a huge difference too. New England-wise, Mac Jones, best game as a Patriot. I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't say it's as good as Zach Wilson's game back in week 4, but he got a really good game. All his, again, 1-2, bat, out. A lot of nice quick throws, and on the longer progressions where he had to get the ball out, they were always in the perfect spot for the receiver. It was really good. Yes, the running game wasn't efficient, but it was the most juice I saw from it. The running game, the offensive line was moving, guys. It looked a lot better than it has in the past couple of weeks. I do think if they ran the ball a little more, it would have been better. But again, Mac, with what Mac was doing, I can't really blame him for it. Kendrick Bourne might be a #1 receiver. I'm not saying he is, but he played like it in this game. 6 for 63 and a touchdown. Darrell Douglas, again, probably the most explosive player for sure. Ramondre Stevenson, of course, broke a couple of huge tackles for those big gains. And of course, Mike Gesicki had the go-ahead 1-yard touchdown. Defensively, though, they just basically did what the Giants did last week in terms of the run fits. But Josh Allen, again, looking for Stephon Diggs every play. He wasn't open at all. Of course, speaking of that, Gabe Davis, yeah, not it in this game. Guys, he just could not get over the top on this defense. They had a really good job there. Again, the pressure definitely wasn't there. You could definitely see it. They don't have an edge rusher right now. And obviously the interior of the line is basically just there to get a little push. The secondary, though, with Jonathan Jones and Jack Jones back was a big difference. Obviously J.C. Jackson also had a really good game. Overall, it was really good to collect his defensive effort. They didn't really make too many big mistakes. Kind of why they won. Obviously, Chad Ryland did hit these 3 field goals as well. Stats-wise, Patriots actually outgained him in yards if you didn't know. And they had a much better yards play, again, overall. 2-to-1 turnover ratio, again, pretty big difference in this one. But then again, just overall, again, it was a classic Patriots win. That's all I'll put it. But yeah, again, Mac Jones had his arguable best game as a Patriot. And yeah, they saved their season going to 2-5 now. Alright, I just figured out that Kevin Byard is now a member of the Eagles. So in my opinion, yes, is still the best cover safety in the NFL. So, that's news. We'll get to that when we get to the Eagles, though, later. But I just wanted to put that out there. Bills, though, Josh Allen being smart, also blame passes fly. Yeah, kind of, but the pick was really bad. James Cook was pretty good. Stephon Diggs did not have 2 touchdowns. He did have 1, though. Offensively, I don't know. It was kind of like a tale of 2 halves, and also the fact that I think, again, they didn't take advantage of too many opportunities, but, you can't really say they had a bad game. But, yeah, well, it definitely wasn't consistent. I'll give them, I don't know, 2 minuses. Defensively, though, they were not good. Just didn't really do anything to scare the Patriots. What are you going to do? They did nothing to really stop them. But, again, the coverage wasn't the worst. So, I'm going to be honest, I just, again, didn't really see much aggression, per se. So, 4 minuses. Now, let's look at the Patriots. Okay, I did change it to 6 minuses because, yeah, you can't give 29 points to Patriots. But either way, though, offensively, 3 plus 3rd down conversion by Kendrick Bourne. I think he had 2. Ramondre Stevenson had a really nice, again, catch and run plays, which kind of substitutes for that. Mac Jones took a couple of shots. He was pretty good. So, offensively, again, the best week of the season. I'm going to give him 4 pluses. Again, honestly, 5 pluses. Yeah, again, almost nearly 30 points. You can't ask much more, again, from them. Defensively, though, scheme up Keon White for one-on-one versus. He just wasn't winning those, to be honest. And Juwan Bentley, I think he had 5 tackles, maybe something like that. But defensively, definitely not their best game overall, but you could definitely see a difference with, again, those guys coming back. Let's start after the Patriots, guys. Again, big win for you guys. Congrats on that. And I'll see the Steelers and Rams. I don't want to talk about this game, but here the heck were the highlights. I hate the Steelers, bro.
Game wreckers. It's time to light it up and get this thing started from sunny Inglewood, California, and SoFi Stadium. Steelers, Stafford over the middle. Here comes Puka Nacua with a first down and a burst out to midfield. This is a 53-yarder, and it's off the upright. The veteran kicker is True.
He's kind of taking the leash off now and says he can play every down for us moving forward.
From 41, it's Maher. After missing from 53, 16-yard gain, and he completed it. Stafford had to spin away from Highsmith. Throws on the run towards the end zone. Caught. Tutu Atwell. Touchdown. So out of the empty set on first down. Stafford is picked up. It's T.J. Watt. It's Pickett. It's a touchdown.
At his best, play action. Nakua in traffic, and he made the catch. What a play by Puka Nakua! In between Wallace and Fitzpatrick.
And getting back.
Tempo. Henderson. He's in to give the Rams the lead. 51-yard try. Not even close. 7 yards and an extra point away from tying this game. Pickett. He's got Deontay Johnson with a move and a broken tackle. On second down, Warren looking for an alley. He's got the end zone, and the Steelers are an extra point away from tying it.
On the bottom again.
Pickett's looking there for Pickens. Back shoulder, executed to perfection. Just got the snap off. They got it to Harris. Pittsburgh's got the lead. It's Pickett, the sneak, and he looks to be short initially, but did he get that ball across the line to gain? My goodness.
Alright, yeah, I'm not going to say the Rams deserve to win this game, but yeah, the officiating was bad in this one. Like, obviously, like, that last play, like, you got to make a better call there. Like, at the very worst, call it short. The Steelers will challenge it and see what happens, but yeah, that was rough. Again, the Rams, every game from now on, they're going to want to have that extra timeout, because this game, by the end of the season, might be the difference between them making and not making the playoffs, because we got the Cowboys next week in Dallas. I'm assuming they lose that one. Maybe they win. I really don't know there. And then obviously got the Packers in Lambeau. They could lose that, but if they're 3-5, they're going to figure a way to win out that one. So, yeah, it's been a rough year, obviously, the Rams. I wouldn't say, like, rough per se, but it's been tough, because the Rams could be a lot better than they are right now. I wouldn't say they're going to be, like, 6-1 or anything, but they could be 5-2 or 4-3. Like, not 3-4. Like, they should be better than this. Steelers, on the other hand, they pull absolutely so much crap out of their butt. Like, there's nothing around it. Like, they should not be 4-2. They should be like 1-5 or 2-4. It's like same type of thing. They are just figuring out ways to win in the fourth quarter. 14-0 tells you the difference there. Kenny Pickett, basically, again, it's basically 3-1 quarters. Like, again, that Deontay Johnson huge 39-yard play, and as well a huge play to George Pickens, of course, where you could have argued Darren Kendrick in 2 plays where he could have made plays on those. That was the difference. Actually, George Pickens and Kenny Pickett, that back shoulder throw is basically Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, back throw, shoulder type of chemistry nowadays. The running game, again, it was really helped by those red zone runs, but yeah, the Rams didn't really do a great job stopping the run, I'll be honest there, but it could have been worse. Obviously, Kenny Pickett, yeah, those were brutal QB sneaks. Defensively, though, they got pressure as usual, but the secondary really just did a good job at making sure Cooper Kupp did not have a big effect on the game. Like, they made sure they doubled him, bracketed him, whatever they needed to do to make sure he wasn't part of the game. They did the same exact thing back in 2019. We'll get to Cooper Kupp in a second. But, yeah, I wanted to give him the most credit for that. But the secondary as a whole played a really good game. Joey Porter Jr., yeah, he missed a 1 tackle on Puka Nakua. But after that, he was really good. Again, they did a good job against the run, too, overall. So, again, the Steelers, again, they did get helped out by the Rams. But, yeah, that was a pretty solid performance. Of course, Chris Boswell forced the field goal, too. Rams-wise, though, Matt Stafford just wasn't always hitting all his throws. Again, just the rhythm wasn't there. Partly because they didn't run the ball the way I wanted them to. Royce Freeman should have got at least 10 more carries. He was every run. 5, 6, 7. All these really good runs. Of course, the pick on that was probably, like, again, if that pass didn't get picked off, the Rams would have won this. But it's TJ Watt. He's let's say the second best edge rusher in the league. Maybe, no, third right now. Something like that. But Matt Stafford, 231, obviously a touchdown as well. But that was an ugly game for him. Puka Nakua was basically the Rams' whole, like, offense, to be honest. He was, like, had a really good game, obviously. Tutu Atwell, of course, got the 31 touchdown where Matt Stafford chalked it up. Cooper Kupp, I'm not actually concerned at all by this game because, like, the Steelers, for whatever reason, can shut him down. They did that. He had one big, crazy catch, and he also had, like, a 5-yard reception. But, yeah, 7 targets. Cooper Kupp was not in it. I don't know what it was, but, yeah. He didn't have a single catch against the Steelers back in 2019. I think it's, yeah. 5 of his worst 6 games, I'd say, out of his his worst games in his whole career were against the Steelers. So that kind of just tells you what it's like against this team. Michael Hoyt, though, 2 sacks, 4 tackles. Yeah, he again really like quick start, I guess, but then it kind of faded out after that. He was pretty good. Kobe Durant played on the outside in this game. I think he did a decent job, but yeah, not great. Kyle Witherspoon, yeah, he definitely didn't look like a elite in this game, but I think, yeah, some of those calls were BS. Rush East, again, still isn't as good as Quinton Lake in terms of, like, the athleticism, but, yeah, Rush East definitely had a better overall game than him. Ernest Jones, pretty decent. But yeah, Aaron Donald really didn't do too much. He did a lot, but he didn't do stat-wise. Desjuan Johnson had a tackle thing, Mr. Irrelevant, and Darion Kendrick. I don't think he's on here, but yeah, he struggled. And Brett Maher missing 2 kicks and an extra point was a pretty big difference in this game as well. The Rams dominated possession. The Steelers really didn't have this much time, but yeah, they did. Yeah, the Rams, again, it was really brutal at that end of the game. But yeah, when you don't score, they should have ran the ball in that 2nd and 10. Whatever, though. Yeah, this game was just a really weird one. Again, the Steelers just pull a lot of crap out of their butts in the 4th quarter. Hey, for the Steelers, yeah, again, they just kind of showed up in the 4th quarter. The running backs did have a couple really good runs. They didn't do a good job against Aaron Donald. I don't think they did a great job, though. Kenny did get that ball up pretty quick. So, again, they didn't do anything for basically 3 quarters. So, I'm going to be honest, offensively, I'll give them 3 pluses. But, again, when you can do what you did in the 4th quarter, there's nothing much more you can say. Defensively, they played a lot of basic fits against the run game, but it kind of worked. They didn't get 4 sacks, they got 2. They were winning a lot on 2nd long. I'll give them that, too. So, Steelers defensively definitely wasn't their best game overall, but, the way they limited Cooper Kupp, it made it hard for the Rams offense to, get in any sort of rhythm was really prevalent in this one, so I'll give them 5 pluses. Now, let's look at the Rams. For the Rams, yeah, they did run the ball a good amount, not as much as I think they could have. Puka, definitely. Tyler Higbee, too. Cooper Kupp did make a catch, but it wasn't, he still didn't do too much. So, I will give them 4 minuses. Again, it was a weird game. Defensively, they did get 2 sacks, yeah. Akel Witherspoon, yep, and they did kind of stuff Najee. I don't think their defense played their best game. It was a little pretty inconsistent, but when this defense is really good, they're really good. So, I'm going to give them, I don't know, 3 minuses? No, 4. They kind of did lose in the game at the end of the day. But, yeah, can't blame them on the defense. They're just not the most talented, obviously. So, Rams, they got to bounce back in Dallas next week. It's a pretty big game. That's all I got there, obviously. So, now let's get Cardinals Seahawks, NFC West divisional matchup.
Welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Great connection.
There's Walker, cuts to the outside, 1st down and more. Kenneth Walker still going, and finally chased down by Buda Baker. Smith fires, touchdown! It's Jackson Smith in Jigba. Dallas from the 28. Cardinals recover. Dennis Gardeck.
Get points on the board instead of going for a 4th, not making it, and deflating that Cardinals team.
Here's Dobbs after the fake to DiMercado. Dobbs still going on 1st and goal from the 25. Takes it in for an Arizona touchdown. From the 18-yard line, Smith with time. Throws to the end zone.
But this is the angle that the officials saw. He obviously has possession. The left is down and then freeze. That's the completion.
21-yard attempt. Thomas. Smith looking, hit as he throws, and it is picked off. On 2nd down, ball is loose. Cardinals recovered. To a field goal. 44-yard attempt. Prater. It is no good. Myers kick.
If you want to talk about a game where not much happened, I think it would be this game, but then again, stuff did happen. Seahawks bounced back. They're now 4-2. Very solid record for them, obviously. They take advantage of another easy team. Cardinals and Aaron fall to 1-6. They've lost 4 in a row, but hey, they're still trying. You can definitely see, guys, it's just the talent. That's all I'll put it. Josh Dobbs was kind of accurate, but he did miss some big throws. And some reads too. The running game was promising. That's how I'll put it. I don't think they ran the ball enough either. They got to keep running the ball more. Obviously, Josh Dobbs had the 25-yard touchdown as well on the ground. Marquise Brown, not very consistent overall, but he did have a couple nice plays. And yeah, that's about it for the receiving core. No one else did much. Defensively, Andre Katchery was making tackles, I guess, but I didn't really see much outside of that. Buda Baker back, he was in coverage, but not really having to do a ton there, and he did make some big tackles for them and kind of saved a couple touchdowns. Marco Wilson did look good, but outside of that, none of the corners did much, and the defensive line got pushed around a lot, and Kaiser White was really the only guy making, any sort of effort. I wouldn't say effort, but impact in terms of moving the way that tackles approach the what is called D-line. So that's all I'll put it. Garrett Williams did have a pick as well. Obviously, they did get a little pressure, but Dennis Gardick, I don't know where he went because he's supposed to be like the best player in this defense. Matt Prater also missing that field goal didn't help either. Geno Smith had a bad red zone interception, a couple of fumbles, 2 for this offense. It was not good, but their running game was pretty solid, and Geno didn't do too much outside of that pick that really hurt them. So that was a pretty good game. All the receivers I think played a pretty solid game. Obviously, what is it called, DK Metcalf? I didn't really see. I don't think he played. Jake Bobo, of course, had a crazy touchdown. JSN probably his best game of the year so far, and I see Tyler Lockett didn't do too much, but he was still part of the game. Defensively, yeah, their 2 linebackers had a pretty good game. Jamal Adams continues to, again, to still make tackles, but in this, you can see him over the top with Quandre Diggs. They both played really well. Boyle Mafe and Mario Edwards Jr. got pressure too. Not Boyle Mafe, but Darrell Taylor. Like their edges were kind of dominating. Like what is going on? Chenna Nwosu had his way on that left side. On the right, left side. But outside of that, this corner is like basically you just be on an island. Like, no, nothing happened there. Seahawks had more total yards, getting better yards per play as always. 0 to 3 turnover ratio though. That's really what kept this game close. Like the Cardinals offense wasn't doing too much outside of a couple of nice plays. But yeah, they were actually better on. No, they weren't better on third down. Yeah, it was a weird game to be honest. In regards to the Cardinals, Josh Dowd 4 completions over 10 yards. I think he had like 3, maybe 2. So maybe not quite there. Run the ball even more over the middle. Yeah, sometimes. And they did not have 35 runs. I think that was really the difference. They ran the ball more again. I think the Cardinals again, when they run the football, they're a much better team. So I'll give them 3 minuses. But again, they played an okay game. Defensively, 58 gaps so that Ken Walker can't break off the edge left guard. That happened twice. Outside that, they were fine. Dennis Gardick, I think 3 pressures. He was okay there. And Geno was thrown over the middle. He had a couple nice completions. But I really think this defense, again, they tried their best. They forced 3 turnovers. But, again, they just gave a couple too many big plays. It was a couple fluky ones, too. So, honestly, I'll actually give them a minus. I don't think they played that bad. No, honestly, an equal sign. They did force 3 turnovers. Now let's look at the Seahawks. And for Seattle, they did get the ball to Tyler Lockett, I think, once downfield. That was about it, though. Zach Charbonnet I didn't see them at all. They didn't score 25 plus points. Again, 3 turnovers. It was not a good game. I'll give them a plus. They were like, eh. It was just like one of those games. Defensively, they'll play light on the outside. They did. Jamal Adams basically he was sitting there. Quandre Diggs basically just doing whatever he wanted to. Jerron Reed didn't get 2 tackles, but yeah. Defensively, I like what I saw. I'll give them 4 pluses. Yeah. So, got there, guys. Time for the Packers and Broncos. God, the Packers suck.
From Denver, CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson. Blocked by Bowles, going deep, and Sutton. What a catch! Player, and he's missed 1 field goal. This is a 32-yarder. Will Lutz, who kicked for Sean Payton down in New Orleans. This is a 29-yard field goal try. Buries it through. And from 43, he misses. 35-yard try by Lutz. Drills it. He's just gotten into the red zone for the first time right there, but they come up, limiting them to 3 field goals. 3rd down 4. Here goes Russ. He's got him! Touchdown! Sutton! And they beat Douglas. Fake to Dillon. Blocked by Musgrave. He's got him! And it's caught at the same time. Dobbs! Tie goes to the offensive player. It's a sidearm through the hands of Dobbs. Caught by Reed! On the ricochet! Caught by Reed! 52-yard field goal for the lead. It is good! Tom with the block. Going deep. And looking. It's intercepted! It's picked off by Rock!
Buy some time. Now launch it. Get it out of bounds.
Clock at 1. And 0's on the clock.
Alright, for the Broncos, they bounced back, I guess, somewhat with a ugly 19-17 win over the Packers, who, Jesus. It hasn't been this bad since, I don't know, Aaron Rodgers' rookie year. But, yeah, back on track. The Packers, obviously, yeah, they're in a rough spot. But, hey, maybe they win in Minnesota next week. I think they have 2-game home streak. Home stand, whatever you want to call it. Broncos are 2-5. They're going to lose next week, but at least they're home against the Chiefs. Jordan Love, 21-31, 182 touchdowns, interception. The start of the second half, he looked really good. Then that pick happened, and I'm like, Jesus, this guy sucks. Because that's kind of what it was like. He's just been unclutched for them. That's how I'll put it. The running game was creative, but really wasn't anything crazy. It was good, though. Outside of that, no one really did much in receiving. Christian Watson was bad. Jaden Reed caught a touchdown. Cool. That deflection. That might have been Romeo Dobbs, who actually looked good in blocking-wise. But, yeah, you can't have A.J. Dillon being your leading receiver. That kind of tells you what it was like. Defensively, though, they simply just didn't really cover the underneath crap. Like, if they did that, they would have been fine. Like, they did everything else. So, like, they stopped the run pretty much. They didn't really struggle with tackling. It's just they kind of gave up all the underneath stuff. Again, Preston Smith, they're only sacked too, but Russ was getting out the ball pretty. I mean, not pretty quick, but kind of quick. Andrews Carlson also missed a field goal. That kind of again was the difference in the game. Broncos. Russ was average, 20 of 29, 194 touchdown, a lot of underneath throws. Yeah, the running game looks good, but I'll be honest, it was really only a couple like good runs that like actually got this thing going. But yeah, Javonte Williams was pretty good. Jaleel McLaughlin was also pretty good. I honestly don't think the Packers actually did that bad against the run in this game. Like the numbers tell you that, but like I don't think they got pushed around too much. Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy were both pretty good, 5 for 64 and 6 for 76 and a touchdown. But outside of that, like Samaje Perine being here, the next guy, not great. Defensively though, I think Kareem Jackson got thrown out of another game. That's all I gotta say, because like they didn't really have to do so much in this game. Justin Simmons was really good, of course. Pedro Locke had the interception as well. Pastor Tan looked really good. Again, they didn't really have much like to do much, because like what are the Packers gonna do? Will Lutz also hitting 4 field goals was again the big difference in this one. Again, both teams didn't have too many yards, but yeah, 1-0 turnovers was kind of a difference in this game, and also the fact again like. Both these, it was neck and neck. Just like the Packers, again, missed a field goal. Just the mistakes. Like, the Broncos made less. That's all I got to say. And for the Packers, Jordan Love did turn over the football once. Aaron Jones, I think he had 100 scrimmage yards. They didn't score 20+. They did have the ball actually a good amount of the game, at least in the second half. So, offensively, again, it was just that Jordan Love pick. So, I'll be honest, I'll give him 2 minuses, but it wasn't that bad of a game. Defensively, forced Russ to roll left. They did. Cover the checkdowns. No, blitz on third, too. They blitzed a little bit, but yeah, the Packers couldn't get much pressure because Russ was just getting the ball out of his hands underneath. So, for that reason, I'll give him 3 minuses. Again, the run defense wasn't the worst, but yeah, that Packers defensive effort could have been better for sure. And yeah, some of the guys did look a little bored. Again, they did lose Darnell Savage, who is kind of a motivator for that defense, ironically. So yeah, that's what I got there. Now let's look at the Broncos. And for Denver, Jerry Jeudy, 10+ targets. I think he got like maybe 9. Javonte Williams, 10+ carries in the first half. He definitely got that. And 30+ rushing yards by the end of the third. I mean, total yards, no. Offensively, it was just average. They didn't make many mistakes, and yeah, the run game was decent. Yeah. Defensively, no long runs against. No, they didn't. Kareem got like ejected again, but Justin Simmons was good. They did give 100 or 200 pass yards though. They did exactly what I asked. I'll give them 4 pluses. Honestly, yeah. Because they actually like get overall, they could have been a lot better again up front in terms of the run sets. But I will say this: they kind of just waited for the Pedro Love to make the mistake he made, and that was the difference in this one. Let's go for the Broncos, guys. Now let's get into the national game.
The NFL on CBS continues on a glorious day in Kansas City. It's in the low 70s. We delivered the Super Bowl winner in February down in Phoenix, and Heater coming out for a 55-yard field goal attempt. And that kick is a beauty. It is into the net, off to McKinnon. Wasn't there what Mahomes wanted. Pass. There he is, Valdez-Scantling. He dives, and he's in for the another team. Andy Reid would love to see him get a second chance, though he'd hate to lose him. Here's Kelly. Kelly into the secondary. Kelly with a foot race. Kelly all the way to the end zone. Rolled an ankle, looked like a high ankle sprain, came back and was a huge factor in the second half. And there's another catch by Kelsey. He's got one man to beat. Kelsey tackled down to the end zone, and back to the end zone resides Rice. With the
won the last 2 years, so you're seeing it get a little more explosive today.
You went down the field, here it is. Here it is to Palmer, trying to make the move on Cook, and here he goes. One more move, and he's tackled and goal. Herbert, end zone, touchdown. Check to more. Boy, were the Ravens impressive today. Knocking out Detroit. You want a deep pass, Tony? Here it comes. Hardman. It's intercepted. 3rd and 7. It's looking his way, and there's the pass. It is caught by Johnson.
Mahomes started his career. Herbert's off to an incredible start, so they just need more runs.
Oh, here's a big one, too. More yardage for Rice. Rice with Marlowe dragging him down. Hanson around. On the run, and he's able to contort and throw down to the 11-yard. Take the handoff, pass in the middle. Kelsey's reaching for the goal line, and he's shoved across. Oh my gosh! pass. Intercepted. Batted in the air.
It should be like 2 or 1.
As Mahomes is running for it, and this is going to be another conversion. It's Pacheco getting past the wave and finding the end zone for the touchdown. Again, the traffic. Intercepted. It's Brian Cook to close out the game.
Yeah, I mean, same old Chiefs, I guess. They won their 6th straight, and it was, I won't say it was dominating, but it was very clear which team was the better one. Chargers, they're just a complete freaking mess. They've lost 2 in a row. Who knows? Honestly, they could win back-to-back games, because you look at it, they started 0-2, they won their next 2, so maybe they get to 4-4. We'll have to wait and see. Either they're getting 2-0, falling back-to-back losses, I guess. Justin Herbert, though, again, the first pick was bad, again, with the tip pass. The second one, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, he was trying to fit in a tough window. But, yeah, it was pretty simple. Kind of like the Lions game. They just got absolutely outran by the Chiefs. It kind of was, like, overloaded, whatever you want to call it. And they got shut out in the second half. The running game was not good. Josh Kelly really had the only, like, glimpse of something explosive. In that Josh Palmer bomb as well was a nice play. But Keenan Allen, out after the first quarter, did absolutely nothing. Again, the 2 picks will kind of get you, but Justin Herbert did go through his reads and try to hit guys, but simply no one was getting open. And the pressure did get to him as well. Like, the offensive line had a rough game. Like, probably one of the worst in a couple of years. So, yeah, that's how I'll put it. Defensively, though, Dean Marlowe was bad. Like, really bad at covering over the top. Like, he basically, whenever Patrick Mahomes scrambled, he stepped up, and there was the pass downfield. Eric Kendricks was good. Again, in coverage, wasn't getting great because he did have the PI, but outside that was good. Kenneth Murray Jr. basically was just asked to make sure no big plays happen underneath, and outside the one Pacheco touchdown, they were fine there. Jasir Taylor's bad. Derwin James Jr., like, he's been, I won't say average, but he hasn't been great this year. Michael Davis was fine. Asante Samuel Jr. wasn't, but he did have a pick, so yeah. But, again, they were decent at covering some of the deep passes late in the game, but they kind of, again, too little too late. Chiefs-wise, Mahomes threw for 424 yards. Like, again, lit up that secondary. 4 touchdown passes. Again, that 1 interception in the arm punt. But no one did much in the running game, again, overall. But, again, Travis Kelce on National Tight Ends today, 12 for 179 and a touchdown. His huge game. MVS, of course, caught the, I think, 47-yarder. And Rasheed Rice had a couple nice big plays as well. And Isaiah also got a touchdown. So, yeah, everyone was involved in the streaming game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 10 guys got catches, 11 got targeted. Kind of tells you what this offense is like. Did Justin Ross get a catch? No, he got called for PI. What am I saying? Defensively, they're really good. Everyone got pressure, literally everyone. Brian Cook looks like the captain of this defense, even though he's not. He looked like it. 3 tackles and an interception as well. L'Jarius Sneed's the #1 corner, and Trent McDuffie might be Jalen Ramsey if he was a little bigger. So, yeah. But I liked a lot of the energy from this defense. Everyone contributed. Really good collective effort, even if they got torched in the first half. Yeah, actually, Chiefs had nearly 500 yards total offense. Obviously, the Chargers did have some yards, though. 5-to-1 sack ratio is, I think, the biggest difference. Both teams did turn over the football. But, yeah, I think that, again, the 5-to-1 sack ratio is really my big takeaway from this one. All right, Chargers offensively convert on third. Yeah, they actually weren't good on third down, like, as a whole. Austin Eckler was not great, and Keenan Allen just disappeared. I think they had 1 red zone touchdown. They had 1. Offensively, though, for the Chargers, I got to give them 3 minuses. They just simply got absolutely, like, torched. It was rough. Like, you just got absolutely, like, blown out. Like, the Chiefs just, like, ran by you. But good first half, bad second half. That's why I got 3 minuses. Defensively, though, double Travis Kelce on every play. No, they didn't. They got absolutely murdered. Patrick Mahomes lit you guys up, and yeah. The only good part was the fact that, again, like, Dean Marlowe's starting safety is not good. So, there's nothing good that came out of this game for this defense. I mean, they had a couple nice stops because they kind of stopped some deep balls, but, like, the Chiefs absolutely, like, again, torched them. Of course, yeah, the better penetration, you can just look at the Travis Kelce touchdown to kind of get that. They didn't give much pressure at all. Patrick Mahomes did get to his 3rd read, basically, in, like, a second. It was, like, a clinic for this offense. I'll give them 6 pluses. It wasn't their best game of the season. That was probably against the Bears, but, yeah, they were really good. Defensively, get on to Justin. They did get to him a lot. L'Jarius Sneed was really good. Jalen Watson, actually not as good as you'd think he would be, but outside, again, maybe Jalen Watson. I like a lot I saw in this defense. I'll give them 4 pluses. Again, fish second half shutout. Again, the big plays are a little concerning, but, yeah, the Chiefs are just going to keep continuing to get better. Maybe they get upset and they lose to the Broncos next week, but I'm going to say probably not because they haven't lost to them since, what was it? It's been a long time. So, yeah, and they're playing the 3 straight division games. back-to-back, I guess not really back-to-back, but 2 weeks, 2 out of 3 weeks they're playing the same team. That's going to be a little old. But that's all I got for the Chiefs, guys. Now, let's look at Sunday Night Football.
A clear, cool October Sunday in downtown Philadelphia as you head straight down Broad Street in South Philly. Missed one from the left hash at 37 yards. It's a short one. 24 yards, and after that miss last week, yards. Operation Good and Sanders. Hurts to Goddard. Walker in front. Goddard inside the 10. To the end zone. Touchdown. Dallas Goddard. With Hurts in trouble. Chased by Chubb. Escaping right. And throws. Open is Brown. In for the touchdown. Go for it. From the 21 to a clutching. Throws back. Incomplete. Looking for the flag. Into that play momentarily. First Hurts taking it. Throwing back. The punter intercepted. Into the hands of Jerome Baker. For the touchdown. Off the deflection by Peter Cole. Hurts. Complete. For the tackle is Brown. To the end zone. Touchdown. Philadelphia. Fielding breaks forward. Tua backpedals, fires end zone. And it's picked up by Slay. Darius Slay undercuts it. Gets the return. 35 to go. Hurts a first down throw. As he throws from Brown down the field. AJ got it. At the 10-yard line. Put him down to school. And it's Gainwell. They'll take it. Spinning for the touchdown. Incredible balance. 4th and 10. So looking that way and throws short. Not getting there. Eli Ricks.
The Eagles bounced back with a 31-17 win over the Dolphins, but this game was right down to the wire until the fourth quarter. Yeah, it's really hard to beat the Eagles. Obviously, the Jets somehow did it last week, but yeah, the Dolphins, they played a pretty solid game. Again, they didn't get their doors knocked off of them, but I definitely think this game could go a different way if it was in Miami. That's all I'll put this one. But yeah, we'll get into the Eagles at the end of the video. I'll talk about the Kevin Byard thing, but yeah, the Eagles definitely played a good football game. Tua was accurate, but he had one opportunity on that deep throw and just kind of sold it. But that could have been PI. Yeah, that was a bad pick, but that kind of ended the game too. But Tua was good overall outside of that. But when you run the ball like 12 times, don't know what you're gonna expect to happen. Tyreek Hill kind of got force-fed, but you have a touchdown. Jalen Waddle was good until I think he got hurt. Cedric Wilson also had a really good catch-and-run play as well. I forgot what happened on that one, but whatever. Defensively, Jerome Baker, of course, with the pick 6. Kader K.O. was a menace in the slot, and they got a lot of pressure from Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb. They were both really good in this game. Javon Holland wasn't so good in coverage, but outside of that, he was okay. The tackling as a whole in this game wasn't great by the Dolphins. It could have been a lot better, but outside of that, I think I like what I saw. And as well, again, Jason Sanders did his field goal attempt. Eagles, Jalen Hurts was good, but like someone was kind of a little missing. But yeah, he had a really good game. Basically same exact completion percentage as Tua. Again, the running game was a little better than it's used to, but like again, it wasn't crazy. Like Kenneth Gainwell did struggle sometimes on some of those outside zones, but Daniel Jones was pretty good. AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert definitely the headliners in this game. AJ Brown, huge game, 10 for 137 and a touchdown. Dallas Goedert, of course, 577 touchdown. Devontae Smith was also pretty involved. I wouldn't say pretty involved, but he was involved. Yeah, good, solid bounce back for this offense. Defensively, though, Terrell Edmonds got traded, so yeah, last game as an Eagle did make an impact. Darius Slay, of course, with that pick. And James Bradbury and Sonny Wright both played pretty darn well, as well as Josh Sweat getting 2 sacks. And other guys doing their thing. Of course, Nolan Smith getting his first career sack. Maybe I think so. Yeah, something like that. Either way, though, looking at the team stats, the Eagles had a lot more yardage, but obviously the Dolphins felt like they were more efficient, and they kind of were, I guess. Yeah, the Eagles had the ball a lot longer, like as expected, because I'll be honest, it'd be kind of crazy if you don't think the Eagles are going to at least try to, like, dominate the line of scrimmage against the Dolphins. Like, that kind of makes sense. But again, the 2 turnovers by the Eagles, again, against another team could kill them. But yeah, this was a really good game. Again, it wasn't, like, particularly, like, super-duper great. But yeah, I want to say this, again, this was, like, a respectable game for the Dolphins. Now let's get into what is called Dolphins Keys to Game Grades to wrap this thing up. Okay, for the Dolphins, get ahead, like, 14. They didn't get ahead by 14. They were just basically responding until the last fourth quarter. Honestly, I just think the running game just not getting going was a big part of this team, too. Because, like, honestly, I think they could have won the battle up front. They just didn't really try to. Tyreek was good, but definitely, like, again, for what, like kind of like in a combined space, did somewhat. But yeah, offensively, again, just left a little bit to be desired. Again, it wasn't their worst game by any means, but I'll give them, like, I don't know, 3 minuses. It just, again, a little to be desired. Defensively, though, they did hang around. I like what I saw. I'll give them 2 minuses just because of some of the mistakes they made, like with tackling. But in a different week, a different game, if they play like that, they will win. So I like what that defense did. Now let's look at the Eagles. Offensively, don't beat yourselves. In the middle of the field. They didn't turn over the football. Jalen staying flexible on his options, breached that somewhat, but he did have some plays like, bro, throw that thing away. And they did target Dallas Goedert a good amount. So honestly, offensively, again, outside that pick 6, they had a pretty typical game for them. I'll give them 5 pluses. Yeah. Defensively, get after Tua. They kind of did. They were kind of physical too, but I definitely think that the Dolphins could have, like, again, moved them a little bit. And don't put anyone on an island. They didn't have to, but they can in a little bit. Yeah, don't turn into a fried Oreo or a Twinkie. They actually didn't get burned too much. So if you're an Eagles fan, I mean, you got to be pretty satisfied with their performance. I give them 4 pluses, but pretty simple. The Eagles defense should be a lot better with Kevin Byard. Like, they shouldn't give up a big touchdown at all, like, the whole season. Like, if you're... I'm sorry, but, like, Reed Blankenship will just basically be sitting in the box, but Kevin Byard's just going to be sitting over the top the whole entire season. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, it's going to be really hard to score on that Eagles defense, because, it's hard to move on the ball in the first place, but with the fact you can't really get over the top on them makes it really hard. That's all I got for the Eagles, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the NFL Week 7 recap. Of course, biggest news, I guess, is Kevin Byard going to the Eagles, but, of course, they do lose Terrell Edmonds, and that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you for the Monday Night Football recap tomorrow.
In